Hello guys, welcome back to our Rev Games Academy. In our previous video, we learned how to create audio mixers for our game. In this video, let's dive into a more interactive aspect, footstep sounds for characters. Footstep sounds are essential for creating an immersive game environment. The sound of footsteps changes depending on the type of surface your character is walking on, whether it's grass, wood, or stone. We'll see how to set up and control footstep sounds dynamically based on the surface your character walks on. First, we need to prepare multiple footstep audio clips for different surfaces. You can either create these sounds yourself or find them online. For example, you might have a grass footstep.wave for walking on grass, and a wood footstep.wave for walking on wood. These audio clips will be the building blocks for our footstep system. Before we begin, let us set up our scene with the terrain, environment, player, and other game objects. If you are unsure about this, please refer to our previous tutorials. Also, make sure you have attached the player movement script for move and jump actions, and the player surface check script to check the surface upon which the player is standing. Make sure your terrain is properly tagged with the surface, in our case, grass and wood. Next, we'll create an audio manager script. This script will manage the playing of the correct footstep sound depending on the surface the player is walking on. Double-click on the script to open it. You'll have references for the audio source and individual audio clip variables for grass and wood footstep sounds. You will also have two public float variables, footstep delay and last footstep time. In summary, footstep delay controls how often the footsteps can be heard. Last footstep time ensures the footstep sounds are spaced out based on the defined delay. We will have a look about these references later on our script. Inside the script, we ensure that the audio source component is properly attached to the player by defining it in the start method. The update method constantly checks which surface the player is standing on by referencing the surface check script. Based on that surface, it will determine which footstep sound to play. To do this, we first get a reference to the surface check script, which determines the type of surface the player is on, for example, grass or wood. This is achieved using ray casting, which casts an invisible line downward to detect the surface the player is standing on. Next, we use the getCurrentSurface method to get the name of the surface like grass or wood. Then, we check if the surface is valid and if the player is moving. So now, every frame, the script is constantly checking the surface and ensuring the player is moving before triggering the footstep sound. If the surface the player is standing on is valid and the player is moving, we then call the playFootstepSound method, passing the current surface as an argument. We will be calling this method later. Before that, let's define the isPlayerMoving method. We use the isPlayerMoving method, which checks if there's any horizontal input from the player. If the player presses left or right on the keyboard or joystick, the method will return true, allowing the footstep sound to be triggered. So only when the player is moving will the footstep sounds be played. Next, in the playFootstepSound method, we check if enough time has passed since the last footstep sound was played. This is controlled by the footstep delay variable. If the delay has passed, the script checks which surface the player is on. If the player is on grass, it plays the grass footstep sound. If the player is on wood, it plays the wood footstep sound. We can achieve this using if-else conditional loops. Let us define these loops within our playFootstepSound method. If the audio clip is not null, meaning we have successfully selected a valid footstep sound, either grass or wood, we proceed to play the sound using the play-one-shot method of the audio source. The play-one-shot method plays the audio clip once without interrupting any other sounds that might be playing. Now, save the script and return to Unity to hook everything up. You'll need to assign the Footstep audio clips we prepared earlier to the corresponding variables in the Audio Manager script. First, create a audio source component if it's not available for your player game object. Once you have added the component, make sure you drag and drop the Audio Manager script to the player game object. Then assign the Footstep audio clips to their respective reference fields. All right, now let's test this entire setup by pressing the play button. As the player moves from the grass surface to the wood surface, you'll notice the footstep sound changes accordingly. And that's it. That's how you add footstep sounds to your player game object. If you found this guide helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more Unity tutorials. In the next video, we will be moving into more advanced topics, such as implementing voiceovers. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.